Hold on.
Yes.
There you go. We are
Are
live.
we live? We're live. Hi, everyone. Good night, everyone. I am Godivir, and I'm here, have the pleasure to interview Jaleese from Infinite Modesty Design. We have as an additional guest Donna and Angie, um, and of course yours truly, to talk about the sewing event for the community that just happened on Monday, September 25th in Brampton. So I've had the pleasure of interviewing no other but Jaleese, who is the owner and founder of Infinite Modesty Design. So,
Thank
Jaleese,
you, me. Thank you for the interview.
you're welcome. I would just like to say that your sewing event was a huge success, in my personal opinion, but that's my opinion. But I'd like to ask you a question. I would really love to know what inspired you to do the community event in the very first place.
All right. Thank you so much for that question, Godivir. First, I want to say thank you to Donna and for Angie, and of course to Godivir here for connecting with us tonight, and also being a huge part of our sewing event that happened on the 25th. That was last Monday. It was a huge success, in my opinion, and it was just great meeting all my wonderful students, and it was just a wonderful time. So to answer your question, Godivir, what have inspired me from doing an event? So many times from since I started sewing, teaching sewing in 2018, I've been hosting other people. I've host event for different library. I host events for private organization, and I always wanted to host my own personal event. So that was one of my goal to actually what really inspired me to host is because I've been doing so many for others, and I wanted to do one for myself, and more so I wanted to bring my students together where everyone could come and meet and greet. And some students might never meet each other. Sometimes we have online students, we have in-person students. Some students may come on different days, different time. So that was one of my great inspiration to kind of bring my students together under one roof. Everyone see each other, hug and greet each other for the first time, and then we sew as a community together. So that was one of my greatest highlights of hosting the community event.
Thank you. I had the pleasure of meeting Donna and Angela for
Angie.
the very
Mhm.
first, Angie, for the very
Mhm.
first time myself at the event, and it was truly, truly um, um, uh,
Amazing.
great to have met them. I have another question, if I may ask this, about the location for the event. Why did you pick that location,
Well, that's again
please?
a wonderful question. So thanks for answering asking that question. So I used to host my events previously, of course, in Toronto, because I used to live in Toronto, but now I live in Brampton. And where I live, I actually host the event at that location in a community center, because that's where I actually run my paid beginner, intermediate, and soon to be advanced sewing classes. So that location is a convenient location for me. It's a big space, as many of you guys came and see. The space is very spacious. So I
Mm-hmm.
host there because that's where I actually host my paid classes. So it was easier for if anyone in the community come to to the location itself, then they would know if they was to take a paid class, it would be easier. And I think it's actually a great location. The area is actually very inviting. So that was one of the main reason why I offer the classes at that location, because people could come, enjoy, and say, okay, where do you have your classes? Right here, so they know exactly where to go for the next class.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for Thank you for answering. I'm just curious to know from Donna, if I may ask this question pertaining to the location. Did you find this location very accessible?
Is my mic on? Yes. Yes, I did. I did. I live in Mississauga, but I'm used to going to Brampton, shopping well, buying fabric to sew, because one of my favorite fabric stores is in Brampton. So it's not a bad location at all. And it's right around the mall, so it's very accessible, very accessible. Yeah, I like that location.
Right,
And the
right.
space also, the room also is very big, so very convenient.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for answering, Donna. I wondered to know if I can get Angie's viewpoint if I'm not sure she's able to come online, but
Yes,
what is your
yes, I'm back
viewpoint on the
online.
location? Yes. Could you tell me
And
how
the
is that
location's great. It's very
location?
central.
Did you
But
find,
yes, the
did you,
location, go ahead.
yes, no, I'm listening.
Yes, the location's great because it's a central location. It's around, like, it's like what Donna was saying, it's by the mall, and where it is, even if you don't. Andy, you're on mute, I think. Angie was on mute, I believe. And everyone could hear?
No.
We heard in the beginning, but it's cut off. It's like she's cut off.
Angie, on mute, I think. On the live, please. Yeah, we can't hear Angie. Maybe she would hear us after. Angie, we're not hearing you at all. Okay, maybe you could go with the next question. Probably there is some.
Okay. No, no problem.
I just want to make sure that I have Angie on. Yes, she's on. I don't know.
I'll ask her the question when she's able to reconnect. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yes?
I think that's
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So the next question really is for Jaleesa. Your passion for the children. I'm wondering, what are your plans for them, the children?
Sure. So that is a great, great question. Thanks for asking, whatever. Just before we proceed, I just have a question, some question in the chat. So I want to come in, but it was far from me. I'm from Scarborough. No worries, Angelina. Thank you so much. No worries at all. I totally understand. It was far. I agree. And then Kelly said, do I provide sewing machine for the class? So yes, Kelly, we do provide sewing machine for our classes in general. So thank you so much for that question. So Kelly had a question, and then Angelina had a comment itself. So so thank you so much. So yeah, so to go back to Godiv's question. So my thing for the kids, that's a great question. Actually, I'm passionate about teaching kids how to sew. When I started my sewing studio by the grace of God in 2018, I was mainly teaching adult classes, and many people used to ask me, about kids classes, and I wasn't sure where to pattern myself with that. And then just before COVID, I started a kids class, and I was really, really fun about the kids class. And then eventually now, everything had to close down and stuff like that. And then when I saw back my studio again in 2000, I think it was 22, I started with kids classes. And then I realized the foundation of sewing, that's where I started as a child, threading my grandmother's sewing machine, running the bobbin for her. I started as a kid, and that's where the foundation start from ground zero, right? So that's where I have a passion itself to teach kids, or to teach kids that sewing skills from ground zero, right? To really, really have them passionate about sewing and then growing in this one, because that's where I started. I remember as a kid, I used to draft my styles on a piece of paper, and I had a book. I can't find the book right now, but I remember I used to always be drafting because I used to think of all different kind of style. That's how I actually started. So with that being said, my passion for the kids, I have opened a GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe, I would like to bring kids classes consistently, because I've noticed parents have started the class because kids class is ongoing opposed to adult class, which is like you take 4 classes, maybe 5 classes, maybe 3 classes, maybe 1 class, and then that's it. But kids class is ongoing because I have a special I have a special design for them in my head when it comes to learn to sew. It's for them to start from the very bottom and work their way up. So it would take time in general. So with
Mhm.
that, I realized, parents would come with their kids, take a couple classes, and then eventually, financial could be also a strain as well. So that's why I opened a GoFundMe with the hopes of actually funding the kids' classes where I could actually subsidize the class or make it a little bit less for the parents, or for certain months give the classes free once I get enough funding to cover that aspect itself. So that's the view we have for kids' classes right now, to actually fund it, subsidize it, or bring it free for certain months for certain parents. So my goal with that, I open up a GoFundMe, and by the grace of God, I pray that I could promote it, and anyone could donate as little or as much as they can just to fund that. And yes, that's my view on the kids class for now. So thank you for
Okay.
that question.
Thank you for answering the question. And I'm not sure if Angie can hear us. Can you
Yes, I
hear
can.
us now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, we can absolutely hear you. I just want to give you the
Mhm.
opportunity to answer about the accessibility for the location. And I have a question after that for you
Okay,
as
no
you're speaking,
problem. So
please.
great. I changed my device, so this is great. Um,
Wonderful. Thanks.
so yes, I do believe the location is great. I like it as central, right? So even if you don't drive, you can take the bus and you can get there easily. It's walking because it's right in the middle of a community. So you can drive, you can take the bus, you can walk there. And the room itself is very bright. It's open. You could walk right in. So I thought it was really good and comfortable, so you get in there, sit down, sewing tables are all set up. You walk in, it's a sewing school.
There you go.
So you're not questioning it, what is this? You walk in, it's a sewing school. So it's a great
Thank you.
location. It's a great location.
Thank you for answering. And the next question I have, since I have you on the hot seat, as they would say, seeing that you were at the event, what did you, no, how did you feel? Rather, how did you feel about assisting those that are coming in new into this atmosphere or this environment, sewing
Uh,
environment?
I thought it was great. I had fun. I was like, well, look at that. I'm actually teaching somebody how to make a fabric wallet, right? So that just shows Jaleesa's skills that passed down from Jalise to myself, that I'm able to help someone, show them how to do a straight stitch. Someone said to me, I don't know how to thread this bobbin. I was able to, like, okay, we do it like this, right? So I loved it. It showed me that the skills that Jalise taught me, I actually knew what I was doing because I was able to show it to someone else. So that's a test of your skills, right? Because doing something for yourself is one thing, but when I was able to assist others and show them what to do and explain how to do a straight stitch, why we have to do a back stitch, et cetera, it really showed me that, yes, okay, I know my stuff because of what Jalise taught me, right? So remember, I went from a beginner to intermediate to advanced, and just the main fact of me helping other people and just assisting Jalise was really, really great. I had fun with it. I even texted my husband, I'm like, I just taught someone something. So it was great. It was really, really good.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for answering. And I'd like to put Donna on the hot seat for the same question. How did you feel? How did you feel about assisting someone else who is coming into this sewing community, this awesome community?
Well, it felt great. And well, as first I have to say, we all had a very good coach, Jaleese. As Angie said, we went from beginners, even though I had an idea how to sew the basics, but I still went from the beginners to the intermediate and into the advanced. And that way it taught me, like it gave me the confidence to try and help basically others. And I love helping others. So just getting there to the event and sitting with another person, teaching them the skills of sewing, the basics of sewing, like, you know, learning to do a straight stitch, the
Mm.
back stitch to lock the stitch in place, and so that your item or your piece of clothing doesn't rip apart. And, it's just the basics, teaching them the basics. It's great. Some didn't even like, well, the the lady that was teaching, she was very good at the straight stitch. So I'm not sure if she had any idea. She said she doesn't know, like she's just starting out. So, but what she did was very, very good. And I'm happy that I was taking part in the community event, and I enjoyed myself. I had a lot of fun, and just being around other students that we've never met before.
Yes.
We just did our classes online with Jaleese and just saw each other faces online, all because of COVID.
Yes.
But like just coming together and helping out people in the community, it was great. I had a good time. I
Yes.
came home very, very, very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know the students that whoever came out to the event to learn the skill, I'm sure they were happy too, because they sat down with us and they know that we knew what we were doing, so they were confident too, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really an enlightening experience for all that was there. My next question really is to Jaleese. Jaleese, I have a question for you. What is the next thing? What is next for Infinite Modesty Design?
All right. So what is next for Infinite Modesty Design? Thank you again for that question. Right now, we are starting our beginners class again in October. So that's October the 2nd, which is a Monday, this coming Monday, we're starting our beginners class. We also incorporating our intermediate class, so first our beginners class is if you have never sewn before or if you want a refresher, we'll go over again the basic of the sewing machine. So learn how to thread the machine, how to run the bobbin, learn how to make projects. We make projects, of course, like the ladies here, fabric wallets, hats, bags, zipper pouches, learning how to be competent with the sewing machine. And as long as you take the class, there will be more things to learn itself, because the beginners class could go for 2 months, 3 months if you wish itself. The next step, of course, is the intermediate sewing session. So the intermediate class, if you want to learn to make a skirt. And I always tell students who haven't taken my class yet, if we're teaching you a skirt, it's not just a skirt, it's a skills. Because once you understand the skirt, asking if my students who have taken a skirt with me, now they are very good at making at least a skirt, or making skirt for others, and even make their money back by, and stuff like that. So we have a skirt class, which the skirt class we teach it freehand, which is a gather skirt with pockets, or you could make another skirt and a blouse, or you could make a dress. So that's the intermediate session, either one skirt or two skirts and a blouse, or one skirt and a dress. That would be the intermediate session. That is with a sewing pattern though. So we teach you how to make it from a commercial sewing pattern. And then we have the next class up, which is the Advanced Academy. The Advanced Academy is like the real deal there. So that's what we teach you how to make patterns, how to take body measurement, how to make clothing, not just for yourself, but for others. And we have lots of goodies in the Advanced Academy. We give you all our sewing pattern to make sure that you could actually launch out on your own when you at least start. And of course, we are working on a refresher advanced program as well. Works. I just have to hold my students exactly where the pinpoint is, but definitely that is in the works as well for Infinite Modesty Design. So I'm excited as we go along. There's more things, and of course, as I get it there, I'll discuss it with my students, and we'll see how we'll take it, on a different level as well. So currently, that's what we have for now.
Okay, thank you so much for answering, and thank you again, Donna. If I had missing, thank you for answering the last question. I have another question. Let me just move that question because I think you all covered that. Because is anyone new on the line right now, Jaleese?
No,
Sorry.
just 4 of us for now. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We have
Thanks.
That's the 4 of us. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question really is for Jaleese. Since I was there at the sewing event, I know that you have had a surprise visitor or visitors. Would you give us some details on this huge surprise?
Yes, apparently I did had a surprise, which I give God all the glory for. We actually had Brampton City Mayor. So let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give a nice little hand. Let's go show it here. So, so uh, from the Brampton City Mayor office, we had Councillor Rod Power came to our event, and he presented us with this as Infinite Modesty Design with this a certificate. So that was a really big moment for the event. Basically, the certificate says it's our pleasure to present the certificate to recognition of Jalice Jerome Melando and Jean Roger Melando. So that's my husband, of course, of Infinite Modesty Design, and of course, in appreciation of the dedication effect in organizing and successfully executing a community sewing event. So basically, they had recognized that we had the sewing event, and they wanted to give us a wonderful award for putting this event together for the community. So that was one of the greatest highlights, of course. One of the many, I would say, because one of the many I highlight was, of course, seeing all my students come together. I could tell you that for sure. But this, again, was very outstanding because, of course, the city even recognized us, right? So that was amazing, and I got all the
That's
glory.
great.
Yes,
So
congratulations.
so
Congrats.
we thank God, and that was the highlight of the event. So yay!
Yay. Let's
Yay.
give her a clap.
Yay.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much for letting us see the certificate.
You're welcome.
So on the same topic of the certificate, I want to ask. I would like to ask Donna and Angie, what is your reaction to seeing that Infinite Modesty Design has been recognized by the Brampton Mayor's Office? How does that make you feel being there, actively assisting in the event, and this happened? How do you feel? What is your response? Anyone? Donna
Go,
can go
Angie. Go,
first.
Angie.
Angie can go first.
Well, I'll go first. I was just I had to kind of leave out and come back. So I wasn't physically there when the council came, but I was very, very proud of Jaleesa and her husband. I mean, when you see a person, first of all, put God first, right? Because that's, if you ever hear Jaleesa, she give God praise for everything that's going on and the will of God. So when I see that, her and her husband putting God first, and then this coming through in the community, I was so proud. I was like, that's my teacher, right? That's my teacher, right? I was so proud because what we need to see more faces like Jaleesa and her family, right? Like when I saw like her daughter, her husband, her children there, everyone there, the family event, that shows the power of a family, and then being recognized by the city. It's more, that to me just shows that yes, you're doing something positive because the city has recognized it, but she first glorified God, and that is why she was able to do what she's doing. So I was just like, yes, that's my teacher, right? I was just so proud. I mean, my poor husband, I came in and he was sleeping. I'm like, she got an award. So, right? I told my sister, she got an award, right? So I got the award, but it just shows me the positivity that she's making an impact in the community, that even the city of the Brampton mayor noticed. And that deserves a hand clap all the way. So I just have to say that's my teacher. That's my teacher. My teacher did that. Right?
Yes. Amen.
Right. So I was really, really proud. It was just good to see, what the impact that she's had on the community. And even the children who came out, they were like all excited, right? Like the little young lady that I was sewing with, she was like, really, I just want to design my own clothes. I go, stick with Jaleesa, you will. So just the impact of the community, that's just so profound and powerful.
Thank you so much. Donna, would you like to
Yeah.
continue on her? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the topic, yes, I was very happy and very proud for Jaleesa because Jaleesa is the kind, from ever since, she's the kind of person, she's very giving, she's very loving, she
Yes.
knows what she's doing, she
Yes.
loves teaching. So like
She loves the
just
Lord.
just seeing how happy she was because I was there at the moment when she got it, and
Hmm.
just looking at her face, and she thanked God first of all, and just seeing how happy she was to see, like, I know she's doing the very best she's doing right now for the community, trying to get everybody to see, whoever wants to learn the skills of sewing, even the younger ones. And like, hopefully she'll be able to continue on with this events and community events, and we'll get a lot more people coming in to learn.
Hmm.
And yeah, as I said, she's a very good coach, the very best.
Yes, she is.
Even though I'm sure sometimes she's saying, "Oh yeah, my students," but that's us. That's us, right? And she just has to live with us.
That's it. We're not going
Yeah,
anywhere. So
yeah, we're not going anywhere. And as Angie said, we have to have our advanced refresher
yeah.
course, and that's going to be coming soon.
Woohoo.
Yeah,
Again,
so
she's trying to kick us
yeah.
out the nest, and we're not getting out.
Yeah, she's not letting us come out of that nest at all. We're still gonna be there, even if it's just to come and help volunteer,
Yeah.
as we did on Monday. We
Hmm.
will. We will be there, and we'll be backing you up 100%.
Yes.
100%.
Amen.
It's a good thing that you're doing, and thank God you'll have the strength, and God will give you the strength to continue on with this.
With it.
Okay? Thank
Amen.
you very much. I'm happy for
Thank,
you,
Amen.
and
thank you.
Roger also.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't leave him out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
again,
you.
Julius.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Donna, and thank you, Angie, for answering that particular question in that segment. I also, at this point, I'm just going to keep asking. I have one more question to ask both you and Angie and Donna. Um, we know, other than the certificate being the high point of the event, sewing event, what other facet of the event really draw your attention? Like you got a aha moment, the setup of the room, i.e., you didn't expect certain things to be in the event, but it was a very, very pleasant surprise. Is there anything like that you've noticed while you were there?
I have to admit, when I walked in, it it threw me that it looked just like a sewing studio. A mannequin, the sewing table set up. Like you would just imagine it just being a sewing classroom, right? You just walked in and you already knew what you were there for. There was no question as to what we were going to do. Um, the welcoming table, it was just set up so professionally that when you walked in, you knew exactly, you got your greeting, it was there. I mean, Donna and we all laughed a lot because this is what we do, but we got to see one another and laughed a lot. But what I was really impressed was just the professionalism of the studio being set up. You walked in, you got your welcome, you knew your sewing machine. Jaleese introduced everyone. You got picked a partner. It ran, and then there's always food. You always have to have food, right? There was food. But it was like I said, sometimes when you walk into an event, you kind of have to question what's going on, but you didn't have to question when you walked into the event. You walked in, you knew it was a sewing classroom. You saw everything there, the welcome, everything was just set up so professionally that you walked in, you're just ready to go. So I thought that was really really good.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it was. And yeah, as Angie said, yeah, walking into that room, it was perfectly set up. The tables with the sewing machine, your pin cushions there, your scissors is there, every aspect of sewing was there. So, and the welcoming, Godiva, you did a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
Welcoming everybody and making sure that they signed in, and like, you were on top of everything, just seeing that. And yeah, everybody was happy. Like, as I'm not sure if you guys know, but sometimes on a Monday I would drop in on Jalis, and she was surprised the first day when I came, but Yeah, I usually drop in on her sometimes on a Monday afternoon to just help her out with whatever she has going. And yeah, so I know when I go there, it's set up properly. The mannequins there with the dresses and the bags and the bonnets and everything, so that
Yeah.
whoever is coming, they know that it's a sewing class going on. It's something going on with sewing, and they're able to see the beautiful work that's been done and what they're going to be learning to do. So yeah,
Okay.
it was perfectly set up. Yeah, great job. to to Gillis
Thank you.
and Roger and whoever else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for the answers to that question. I really appreciate that. I just need to do what they call a brain tease question, and it goes like this. Do you have any other suggestions or ideas for the next upcoming sewing community workshop? It's the workshop. Is there any other idea other than what you have seen? Do you have any thoughts of, maybe she could do this next time or anything like that? What's your thoughts? Do you have one of those moments while you were there?
Or in general.
Honestly, honestly, I didn't. Like, honestly, I didn't. And I would say if I did. And the reason why, honestly, because I was just so excited. I mean, I was just excited to see my sewing sisters. I was so excited to see Jaleese. Like, I was just so excited just to be there that I couldn't because I was so excited, nothing really stood out to say, well, Jaleese, maybe you should do this next. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I was just so excited to see everyone. Like, I mean, I hadn't seen Jaleese in like 2 years. I've never met Donna, right? And Claudia, like, we've always just been online, right?
Online.
So
Yeah.
for me, I was just so excited. I would think I would have to like sit down now that the excitement's kind of going down, and think back over it and say, well, maybe you could do this better. But at right now, I was just so excited about everything that I couldn't really think of say, well, Jaleese, maybe you should do this next time. I really couldn't, because I was so excited. I was so giddy. I was like a little girl in the candy shop with her friends, right? So
Yeah.
I really can't say. Maybe give me some time to like calm down and really think about the event again. Maybe I might come up with something, but at this moment, I really don't have anything. I was just too excited.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
Donna, you're on the hot seat for the same question, please.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I was very happy to be there, like, to see everybody, like, and yeah, what there nothing jumped out at me as to, like doing something that we could do differently at the sewing event. Um, Now that Angie's talking, and I'm saying to myself, like, maybe next time, maybe what we could do is like, just to basically, like, encourage the students that's coming in, whoever is coming in, to, learn the skill of sewing. Like, maybe we'll have something to like, when they finish, like, if we could get, like, even as I'm thinking, maybe just like, maybe even a pin cushion or something that they could take with them home and say, well, you know what, I went to the sewing event and they gave me the sewing cushion, so maybe I should try and continue with the sewing, you know what I mean? So every time they look at it, they're going to see, well, wait a second, this pin cushion might will come in handy in my sewing
Yeah,
journey, you know what I mean? So yeah, which isn't a bad idea. But other than, like, like, I'll have, as Angie said, I would have to sit and think
and
of
think.
what we could do differently for the
Yeah,
next event.
yeah,
But that's just an idea, like something small, like a token, like we
yeah.
could give to them so that they could
Hmm.
take home, and every time they look at it, they're gonna be like, I got this at my sewing event, so community event. So maybe I
Yes,
should try continuing with my journey in sewing.
right.
So yeah,
Well said.
yeah.
Yes. Both of
That's
you guys.
well said.
I think.
I'm sorry. I'm hearing
No,
Julie saying something.
Donna, I agree with every comment. So absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And the other thing is, I'm not sure if I should be asking this question about the refresher course at this point, or should I do this at another time?
Our refresher course that we're begging Jaleese for.
Yeah. So maybe we can think about what it is we would like her to cover
Yeah.
Yeah, we could always
for
do it
that
another time.
particular course,
So,
and
Yes.
we
yeah, we
can
could
come
always,
back another time
Yes.
to
yeah, we could
address
always
that.
put together, what, and we could, take notes and yeah, so that could
Mhm.
be another time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so at
Okay.
Yeah.
this point, I want to just take time out. I am finished at this point, but before I close off, I'd like to first say thank you so much, Jaleese. I give God the all the praise for you for opening the doors and saying yes, and then you show up and God show out. And so because of that, now I am going to thank you for the opportunity that you have given me to interview you. This is the very first time I've done such a thing. So you're stretching my legs, arms, and brain. And I thank you so, so much, Donna and Angie. And I don't know who else is on the line.
Well, we
Thank
have
you so much.
You're welcome.
Anna
Yes.
Marie just
Thank
You're
here.
welcome.
Anna,
Um,
Anna Marie is on the line. Maybe I should ask her before I finish the statement. I'd just like to get, I'm going to put her on the spot. I don't think she'll
I
mind,
don't think
but
Black
what do
TV
you,
is on.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
I,
Black TV is on. Yeah.
I just want to see if she had any take or thought of Jaleese at Infinite Modesty Design about the event, what her thoughts were when she was told that this event was going to happen.
I think
How
off
do you
now.
feel about that? Is she there?
I think she's off now.
She's gone?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. That's no problem. So I will do my closing. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Jaleese, for interviewing you at Infinite Modesty Design. You and your husband, your children. It's a family affair. I say it,
It
I'm going to
is.
say it until I can't say it no more. It's a family affair. It's an extended family. So we are
Mhm.
extended brothers and sisters, auntie and uncles, and the community as a whole. We thank you so much for contributing such a dying skill to be
Mhm.
revamped and reintroduced to this modern generation. So
Yeah.
they don't know that they need it until they realized they needed it.
Mhm.
So thank you for being a bridge, being a voice, and being the person that showed up and show out and taught them to move from the not knowing to the well equipped. So
Yeah.
thank you so much again. And again, congratulations to you and Infinite Modesty Design on your recognition from the mayor's office, the certificate that was presented to your organization. Well done. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you,
Well done.
You,
everyone, for
God
being
bless.
here.
the
Yes.
Yeah.
mayor, I appreciate
Amen.
you. I appreciate everyone being here tonight. Angie, Donna, Godiver, thank you so much for this wonderful interview. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
And I think Anna
Thank
Marie is
you.
trying to get
You're
on, but
welcome.
we
Thank you.
now anyway. But I'm so grateful for everyone. We're having rainy water, so many intense. Keep going on or something like that. She says. So
Very
that
nice.
was Anne Marie. She was saying that just to give a comment, she said a make and take item. Okay, so something like what Donna was saying. So
Yes.
Mhm.
that was wonderful. And she said we are having a rainy, I think it's watery. So my internet. Okay, so her internet is keep going
And
out.
then it's
That's what
just going
happened.
out. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up. Okay. All right, guys. So let's give ourselves a hand. Thank you guys so
Yes.
much.
Yay.
Our sewing crew of online. Anna Marie didn't get to connect. Kelly actually had make some comments. She asked about prom dresses. That's something we'll talk about, of course. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for those who are watching me. We had a couple people watching, which is fantastic. They was watching for a while, so I'm so grateful. So thank you so much, guys, for coming on board here today. I love every one of you, and it was such a pleasure. It was so wonderful to know that I
Yes.
had students from since I opened. You remember, Catherine was there, Donna was there since 2018, and they've
Yeah.
been to the And so that's to show that there's something wonderful about this sewing community, which I love. And I want us to continue growing as we connect live or we connect in studio, as we
Yes.
connect wherever around the world. I'm so grateful to have you guys. Thank you guys so much. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you more than I even love you.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
All the
Amen.
time, one of the greatest gifts that we could give ourselves is to personally get to know him as our personal
That's right.
Lord,
My
Savior.
girl.
Savior.
Guys,
Yep.
amen,
Yeah.
amen. Right,
That's my girl. I told you, a woman of God.
praise
Yeah.
the Lord. Hallelujah. All right, guys. So we're gonna connect very soon again. Love you guys and
Yes.
have yourself a wonderful night. Ta-ta, guys.
Yes.
Bye.
Good
Love
night,
you too.
everyone. God bless
Bye,
Ta-ta.
everyone.
Coach. Bye,
Thank you.
Godiver. Bye,
Bye.
Angela.
Bye,
Have a good
everyone.
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night.
You too.
Have a good night, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.